Hello, good evening. Welcome to one weekend live broadcast. This is a program that we do every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. On this program, we discuss random topics. The listener, your job is to call on the numbers on the screen to contribute your views, your comments, your ideas, your expertise on the program. You can call with holding your name. You can give your name. There's no obligation. Just call and contribute to the program. Once again, welcome. The time is 7:01 p.m. We're jumping straight away to what we're going to discuss this evening. And, we're still on relationships. Okay. This evening we are discussing on arguments. Is arguing good for your relationship? Is arguing good for your relationship? Is conflict good for your relationship? The line is open. You can call to contribute to the program. It's arguing good for your relationship. As you all know, yesterday we had some point on highlighted some points on conflict and argument in a relationship. We said that conflict or argument in your relationship are normal. You shouldn't feel bad or think that your relationship is worse if you argue. You often argue in your relationship. You don't need to think that it's bad, that your relationship is worse. It's normal. Every relationship there's an argument in it. There's conflict. And that's what we discussed this evening. Is it good for your relationship? Is it good in your marriage? If you have a long-term relationship, is arguing good for you? Do you know that sometimes argument in your relationship can be a positive thing? It can be a positive thing. It's when you don't argue, you don't try to, most people they try to avoid argument. They try to avoid argument. They just try every possible means not to argue, not to offend each other. They, anything that can bring conflict, they just avoid it in their relationship. Understand? When you don't argue or you try to avoid argument, that you're hurting your relationship. Some people think that when they try to avoid argument with their partner, that their relationship is healthy. I think both of you are not honest. You are not honest to your partner. You are not honest to yourself. You are not honest in that relationship because you are not showing your true self. You are not you. Because when you're angry, when you're upset in something, you voice your opinion. And sometimes it brings arguments. It brings conflict. And it's not good for you to avoid it. When you're agreeing on everything your partner is saying, when you're agreeing on everything your partner is trying to say, your partner is doing, because you don't want to upset them. You don't want any conflict. You don't want any argument. Maybe you're scared that they will become aggressive or they will become violent to you, or you're scared of losing them, which which shows that you are in you're in a it's an abusive relationship. You're in an abusive relationship. When you're scared of saying your mind, when you are scared of saying things that you see that is not good in that relationship because of you're afraid that the person will be aggressive towards you, the person will be abusive towards you. Maybe they will raise their hands to beat you up, or maybe they're going to shout at you or something like that. That means you're in an abusive relationship. And when something like that is happening, I think you need to evaluate that relationship, because no matter what caused the argument, you should not feel scared or uncomfortable to communicate to your partner, no matter what. No matter whatever it is in that relationship or whatever that brings that argument or bring that conflict, you shouldn't be scared to communicate, to talk to your partner. When you're scared of talking, when you're scared of speaking out, when you're afraid that the person will do what? Will abuse you or be violent towards you, you should do what? Evaluate that relationship. Review that relationship. Think about it. So, like we're saying, can arguing improve your relationship? What are the positive things about argument in a relationship? That's what we're looking at this evening. And the line is open. You can call to bring your opinion towards this live program. You can call, tell us what you know, what you think about what we're discussing this evening. Is an argument good for your relationship? Or is argument good in a relationship? Do you know that a positive argument can improve your confidence? A positive argument can improve your self-confidence. When you express yourself, you know how to speak without trying to condescend your partner, without trying to make your partner feel like he or she is nobody. You can be open. You can be open. You can be open. I mean by, you can speak your mind without any judgment. You can speak to your mind. You're angry. You're upset of what they're doing. You speak out. You speak your mind. And when you're speaking, you're not trying to make them feel condescending. You're not trying to make them feel bad. Understand? You are considerate. You talk to them. It gives you what? Self-confidence. It can what? Improve you as a person. It can as well improve your relationship. It will make that relationship healthy, because everyone can express themselves, which will bring improvement and growth to that relationship. That's one of the positive things about arguing. When you argue positively, when you argue, putting your partner into consideration, you bring their feelings into it. It gives you self-confidence because you know what you're saying, and the person will listen to you. It's one of the positive things in argument and conflict in a relationship. Another thing that brings positive to a relationship, when you argue or when you have disagreement, when there's conflict in that relationship, you can get to know each other better through argument. You can get to know each other better through what? Conflict, through disagreement. You know that people don't really disclose everything about them during courtship. When you are in courtship with someone, when you met each other, They will not tell you everything about them. They will not disclose everything about them during courtship because of the fear of not upsetting you, of the fear of not losing you. But during argument, when you guys start arguing, sometimes they will use the opportunity to do or tell you some things that you don't know about them. They will use the opportunity to tell you things that maybe you didn't notice about them, things that maybe you've been neglecting, or things that oversight you didn't see about them that you didn't notice. So they can use the opportunity to tell you through argument when they're angry. For example, let's use a scenario. You want to take your girlfriend out, or you want to take your wife out for a dinner. You guys, you plan the dinner out, night out, you're going to a restaurant to eat or something like that. You never knew that she's allergic to seafood. Out of, oversight. You never knew, they didn't notice that she's what? Allergic to seafood. Though she never told you, she's been giving signs through the food she cooks. She never cook fish. And you never noticed, like I said. You never noticed that. So on this date, you order some chips and fish while she order some vegetables. You guys are just like, having some conversations and all that. You're eating. While eating, you try to be romantic. You know how it is. A couple eating, you try to be romantic. You just take with your fork, you take a piece of fish and you want to give it to her to eat. And she'll be like, no, I don't want to eat that. I don't eat fish. You're shocked, angry, because you never expected that. After, when you're on your way going home, maybe in the car, on the bus or whatever, you raised it. You raised your voice a bit. What was that? Why did you try to embarrass me? Next time when something like that happens, you have to give me a sign. Just let me know that you want to embarrass me in public. Understand? Instead of you just embarrassing me just like that. And she's angry. She'll be like, what's going on? You know that I'm allergic to seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. I'm allergic. That's a confusion, right? You don't know that she's allergic. And you'd be like, but you never told me that you're allergic to seafood. How do you mean? I've never told you that I'm allergic to seafood. I've not been cooking fish in the house. I don't eat fish. Oh no, that's why you don't cook fish. Okay, I never noticed. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you don't like seafood. Brings the argument. But positive argument, like I said to you, what happens? She have told you what she don't like. What she didn't was maybe she was trying not to let you know because she's gonna be shy or she's not confident to tell you that. But now on the argument and something happens, she already told you what things that you don't know. So what happens? Just that, being positive in your argument. What happens to it? You guys cannot discuss more. She can tell you what. She uses the opportunity to tell you a lot of things that you don't know about her. A lot of things that she be hiding away from you. A lot of other things that maybe she don't want to tell you, but she will tell you through that because of that argument that you had. The same thing with you. You open up and tell her the same thing. A lot of things that she don't know about you. That's positive. Through argument, you come into that relationship. Understand? So, well, remember that it can go both ways. If you don't handle the relationship, if you don't handle their situation right, it could escalate to something serious. Some people might get very upset, get very offensive and defensive or something like that. They just don't want to like listen, and they be focusing only on that word environment. Why didn't you tell me? You could have told me before, of embarrassing me in front of everyone, something like that. From there, it manifests to something else. But because you handle it well, you handle the situation well, said, baby, so because of that, that's why you didn't tell me, that eat fish. She nodded. Now you know. You understand? From there, she disclosed you, tell you other things that you never know about her. That's positive. Is argument good for your relationship? Yes, sometimes it's good because when you handle that relationship or when you handle the argument or this disagreement positively, it can do what? Bring two of you together in order for you to open up, to tell each other a lot of things that you don't know about each other. Some people will tell you things that you don't know about them through arguments, through disagreement. They will tell you things out of anger. They will tell you a lot of things that you don't know about them. But if you handle that conflict or argument well, it will be what? It will bring positive things into that relationship by bringing both of you together for you to know each other better. You know each other better from that. That is one of the positives in argument. When you argue, but when you try to avoid argument in your relationship, like I said at the beginning, when you try to avoid it, when you try to avoid anything that will bring conflict, anything that will make you guys to be angry, anything that will make you to talk to each other, to have a little bit of fight, you might know because both of you are not honest. You're not honest to each other, which is not good. Understand? So that's all we're discussing this evening. The line is open. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about what we're discussing this evening. Is argument good for your relationship? Is argument good for your relationship? Like I said here, you can get to know each other better through arguments. It can make you guys to be what? Stronger. That relationship to be very what? Stronger. It makes you, when you argue sometimes, you never know your partner. I mean, you never know your partner better. Maybe you never see them angry before. They never reacted the way they will react when they are very upset with you. There are some things that you'll be doing, they'll be neglecting of. Maybe just like living it the way sometimes. For example, few things that you'll be doing out of respect or love, they will just overlook it. Get to a stage whereby they can't take it anymore. They will burst. They get angry. And they will talk to you that in a way that you never see them before because they're angry. And they're going to shout at you or talk to you, say a lot of things that you never see them before. They will say a lot of things. Or if you handle, like I said, if both of you handle that situation right, if you handle that argument, will bring positive things to that relationship. She will tell you a lot of things that you don't know about her. From there, you will know her. Sometimes you never know that. Maybe you never knew. There's no way she hasn't tell you before that you do. You always make her feel little. You always make her feel condescending. You never respect her, or the man might never tell the woman the same thing. You always disrespect me. Understand? But through argument, when they say stuff like that, you can see that after that, they will reflect on that. They will start knowing that maybe they're taking each other for granted. They need a need of respect. Start respecting you. Or if you Like I said, if you try to avoid argument, you're trying to avoid it, try to make everything, maybe you're putting everything inside, you're hiding things inside, you don't try to just anything that will bring anything conflict in that relationship, just get away from it. Just get away from it. It's not good sometimes. It's not really good. You need to confront it. Sometimes say things that you actually in your mind, just say them out. Talk. But that does not mean that you use opportunity to abuse your partner or use the opportunity to abuse your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Say things that you regret later. Understand? Be considerate in the way you talk. Be considerate in the way that you will talk to them so that you're not gonna hurt their feelings or something like that. That's it. It brings positive things to that relationship. It makes the relationship stronger. It makes the relationship grow because everybody's open. They speak their mind in that relationship. Another positive thing that can come out of argument in a relationship is intimacy. Intimacy. When you argue with your partner in a positive way, it could make you better. It could make you become more intimate with your partner. It can make, when you know how to argue, when you know how to communicate, how to talk, when you know how to express your feelings, when you know how to say things, it make you more intimate. It can make you guys to become more intimate. When you handle your argument well, no matter how heated the argument is, you pass the message across. There is no form of aggressiveness. After the argument, what happens? You made up. The two of you sit down, you sort it out. You already passed your message across. The person received the message. What happens? Sometimes they will apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I've been doing this. But for you saying it now, I really apologize. I'm not going to do it again. Maybe I've been taking you for granted for a long time. They apologize. You pass the message across. After that, what happens? Sometimes you see the lady or the girl, some of them, they're crying when they're saying things. What would the guy do? After apology, they hug the lady, they hug their wife, or they hug their girlfriend. They made up, they kiss, You can notice that sometimes they are emotional. They cuddle, might lead to something like maybe sex or something like that. Understand? What I mean is that it rekindles that love, that relationship. It rekindles it. It makes it, I don't know. You got that feelings. You got that feelings back. You got it. You know, seeing your girl or seeing your wife crying when they're talking to you, or see them upset in a way that you never seen them before. The things they will talk to you, sometimes it will melt your heart, and you'll be like, no, 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 I haven't seen this person like this before. What happens? You bring them close. Try to do what? Make it possible every way, just to make things that make them feel good. Can lead to three of you doing what? Cuddling each other, making up and things like that. So it rekindles the love in that relationship. But like I always said, like what I said yesterday as well, but if you don't handle the argument well, if you don't know what to say at the right time, it could escalate. That relation escalate it into something else. Might get to something serious. It can escalate it to something that you'll be like, ooh, what's happening? Just saying the wrong word or the wrong button, you just boom, put in what? Fall. The fire, it will just explode. And once it gets to that stage, it's difficult. It's become difficult. But once you handle your argument well, civilly, you know what to say. Yesterday, some people that called in the program, they were like saying that, yes, sometimes you need to get away, calm down the tension, bring everything down, then you can come back again and two of you can talk things over. Then, because two of you are calm and listen to each other, now they can do what? Taking whatever you want to tell them. They will listen to you. You can pass your message across. Pass the message across. Because when there's a heated argument, everybody's shouting, if everybody's talking at the same time, no one is listening. It's like that. And you are trying to conflict whatever you guys are saying because you are shouting, no one is listening. Sometimes it makes the argument to become more, say things that you regret later. Understand? So when everybody's calm, can relate to each other and talk to each other civilly, and they can listen to you. That's what we discussed in this seminar. You said that we're asking what are the things that or the benefit of argument in a relationship. The line is open. You can call or you can put on the comment section what you think about it. I'll read it out. A lot of things, a lot of positive things in the argument can bring a relationship. A lot of positive things the argument can bring. Understand? More especially to men, sometimes men, they take things for granted a lot. We take a lot of things for granted. Understand? We take a lot of things for granted. There are some things, there are some attitude, or there are some, characters that you exhibit as a man because of your ego. Because of your ego as a man, you think maybe, you are the head of the family, the way you were brought up, the culture, how you grown, and everything that you were taught when you were growing up. So you bring that ego into your relationship. Sometimes the ego, the lady you meet might have the same ego, and it becomes conflict. Wow, two egos. So when the argument escalates, when it's going like that, what happens if you don't manage it? You don't manage it properly, it becomes something else. But once you manage that argument, what does it bring? You're learning what? You're learning management, human management. How do you manage people? How do you manage? It's no different from how you manage your relationship. How do you manage people? It's no different from how you manage your relationship. You're learning from that because now you learn from arguments, or what do you call it, conflict in your relationship, conflict management. You're learning it from that. And once you learn, Conflict management, you can take it to anywhere. You can take it to your workplace, into your friends outside, because you're already from home. You're managing what? The conflict at home. The way you control your emotions, the way you control your anger, the way you control how to speak, the way you control when someone says some things that you don't like, when they talk to you badly. How do you control it? Through that management. Because maybe the person you're staying with at home, your girlfriend or your boyfriend, where they behave, the argument you have will show you, will teach you how to manage conflict. Will teach you how to do what? Manage argument. And once you manage the argument well, you learn from that. You take it outside. That is one of the positive things about argument. The same way, if you keep on avoiding it, if you keep on avoiding argument, the same if you go to workplace, you go outside, the same. You run away from conflict, you run away from argument. And sometimes there are some conflict that will come your way that's supposed to what? Elevate you, because you're already scared of it. Every time you don't like argument, you don't like problems, nothing. You run away from that, and it can draw you back. So we're discussing this evening. Is argument good for your relationship? Yes. Once it's handled positively, once you handle your argument positively. Yeah, the line is open. I would like to hear from you. You want to comment? You can comment on the comment section. What we're discussing this evening. Argument good for that relationship? Yes. Yeah. When you might be someone that you're not good with money. You spend money anyhow you want. Anything, you cannot manage it. You cannot manage money. You're making money, but you can't manage it. Little money that comes to your hand, you spend it. And he or she is watching you doing that. They might not have the courage to tell you directly. What do you think they normally do? They will find a way to bring problem. That's argument. You start arguing. They use the opportunity to do what? Tell it to your face. They will tell you straight away how you do things, how extravagant you are with money. Yes. Now is how you handle it. Can you take it? When someone tell you something that you do, something that you might not know that you're doing, a bad attitude, but you never notice that because no one has ever told you that. But through argument, he or she will tell you. How do you pick? How do you control it? How do you take it? That is where the positive will come in. That's where the good things will come in for your relationship. Now, if you take it and know that yes, maybe you be doing this, but you didn't know, what happens? You change your way, isn't it? You stop spending money anyhow you want. You start doing what? Put money aside, or maybe through savings, or you try other ways to change how you spend money. It's through the argument that the person told you about. Might be a girl or a woman, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Some men, they are extravagant with money. Some women, they are very the same, extravagant with money. They don't save, they don't know how to manage it. So sometimes through argument, the other person will tell you. Then what do? You change the way you do things. Then you will change your attitude, or you change the way you perceive money. And people, spend money anyhow they want. It's through argument. how this person change. Understand? Same thing. You know, that's what we're discussing this evening. Understand? So the thing I'm saying is that a lot of people, or some people, they try to avoid, anything that will bring conflict or anything that will bring argument. It's not really good because you're not honest to yourself. You're not honest to yourself because when you are not honest, when you try to avoid argument in your relationship, you are taking everything inside, and it's not healthy. You are taking everything inside. It's not healthy. It's good to communicate. It's good for you to talk. It's good for you to do what? Speak out. Say it the way you see it. The person that you are in relationship with, speak out. But when you're afraid to speak, in a relationship you are, when you are afraid to speak, someone is doing something bad, you're afraid of speaking or telling the person that you are doing something like this, that. Maybe because you're afraid that the person will do what? It's going to be violent. It's going to beat you or start hating you or something. Or you're afraid that the person will do what? It's going to walk away. The person will do what? It's going to leave you. That relationship, it's not healthy. It's not a healthy relationship you are in. It's an abusive relationship. It's not. Because if you have children, you always tell your children to do what? To speak their mind. You tell them to be open, because when they are not open, you don't know what they're thinking, right? The same. In a relationship, there's no communication, no one speaks. It's a big problem. So now, the other person is doing things that you don't like. He's doing that. He might be doing that unknowingly, that he's doing something wrong. And you are scared of telling him or telling her, things you are doing is not good. I don't like the way you do this. I don't like the way you do that. You've been doing this for a long time now. Why can't you? You can't tell them because you're scared. That's a very bad situation to be in, because that is not a healthy relationship. It's not at all. Why did I say that? Because if two people are in a relationship, normally they always have the same goal, right? Let's assume that they are going the same place. And as they are going the same place, this one is going this way, the other one is going this way. They can't get there easily. They cannot. There's no way, because they don't know where they're going. Everyone is going on their own direction. But once they are together, they have one goal where they're going. What do you think happens? They open up, they talk to each other, they comfort each other, they push each other. If the other one is lacking behind, the other one will draw that person close. Let's go. They will encourage each other. They will communicate all the time, encourage. That encouragement is there. And they're open to speak to the other one openly. Doesn't matter, because when you hurt somebody, when you tell the person the truth, if the person loves you, they will accept what you said to them, and they will evaluate it and think about it. So when in a relationship you don't speak, you don't argue, just for the fear of losing the person, or just for the fear of the person leaving you, or the fear of the person doing what? Beating you up, being violent. I think you need to review the relationship, because it's not a healthy relationship. It's not. And when relationship, someone is trying to communicate, is trying to reach out to you, is trying to tell you that things you're doing is not right, you don't want to listen. Maybe the way the person is telling you or talking to you, telling you about it, might not be right. At the end of the day, you need to communicate. Let the person knows that this is not right. What you're doing is not good. Because if you don't do that, if you don't communicate, he or she will keep on doing the same thing over and over again. At the long run, what do you think happens? That relationship always fails because both of you are not honest to yourselves. Like we all said, argument in a relationship can be good or bad, depending on how you manage the argument. How you manage the argument. You know, yesterday, the gentleman that called the program, he said that he gave an example. He said that sometimes you, as a man, you might be with your friends, and your girlfriend will come over, and she'll be like, the way she will talk to you or the way she will react and everything will bring a bit of argument. Just because you are with your friends, ego will come into it, right? You will not like your friends to know that that's the way she does. She controls you or she disrespects you, at home or something like that. Your ego will come and you try to show to her that yes, you are the man, you are in control, you are the head of the family or something. What happens? You raise your voice sometimes. Some men will become violent. They will try to, hurt the lady or something, which is not good. Understand? So it depends on how you handle that argument. Some ladies, maybe when they see that things maybe is trying to argument is supposed to come into it, or there's a little bit of disagreement, and you know that your man is with his friends or he's in a group of place that maybe something like that might happen. He has to protect his ego. The best thing to say is what? To walk away. That's what he said yesterday. He said, yes, it's good for you to walk away. Walk away from there. You're angry. Yes, we just walk away. And find another way to talk to him. He will listen. He will hear that. Maybe you're on the way when you're going home, you can talk to him and say that what he did, I didn't like it. He will understand. Giving him respect, the way you talk to him. That is it. Being positive into that relationship. Because of what? There's respect. There's mutual respect in that relationship. But when you're trying to condescend, or that's like trying to make him understand that you're the one making the most money in the house. You make more money than him, and he's there with his friends, and you want to show it, try to belittle him. What do you think? It brings a lot of issues. You can escalate the argument to the extent of someone being what? Aggressive and being violent to you. Those are the things. How do you control? How do you manage it? How do you manage the argument? How do you manage the disagreement? How do you manage the conflict? Understand? If you manage it properly, it will bring positive growth to your relationship. That's what we're discussing. Understand, you're listening to Belvin Sapasino on Wano. It's a live program we do every weekend. I said to you. You put your comment on the comment section, or you can call the line which is open. The number is on the phone. Say it. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, welcome back to the program.
Yeah.
We're discussing.
Good evening.
Good evening. This evening we're discussing about if or is argument good for your relationship? Yes.
Yeah. So, to me, my only understanding, I don't think it's necessary, because in a relationship, when you have argument, it can lead to a lot of things. It can lead to fight. It can lead to anything. So, in a relationship, there's nothing like argument to come in there. Rather, you say you can debate, because in a relationship you are dealing with two different characters. You understand?
Uh-huh.
There are some that have hot temper.
Uh-huh.
In argument, there's something you may say. Maybe it's involve their own character or life. They may get upset. The only thing is to react. So in a relationship, argument is not good. Rather, you debate. And everybody has his or her own shortcoming. So when the two parties, it's a different people coming together. So your own mindset and my own mindset are not the same.
Mhm.
So the reason why I say you debate, because when you portray your own, I'll portray my own, then we'll now discuss it, understand, to resolve the issue. But when it involves argument, argument comes with violence, comes with raising of voice, because you that's
Mhm.
arguing, you maybe what you are trying to bring out, you may be 100% sure or not sure, but you are trying to make it reality. There are some things that are not reality, but the opposition won't make it reality. The argument, drag, you drag. So my
You know,
own little understanding is not,
yeah, I understand.
yeah,
I understand what you're saying. The thing is that in a relationship or anything concerning
yeah,
relationships, there's
yeah,
always argument and disagreement. When
yes.
when you come to debate, debate is quite different in coming to relationship. You understand?
Mm,
Debate is
mm.
something that you are debating something to for how will I say, when you are debating.
You debate, to get an answer. You know why I use that word debate
Mhm.
in English word?
Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, I'm listening. Okay, yeah. I think there's a little bit of issues with network. Yeah, what was saying? He said that he was referring to debate. That it's better for you to debate instead of argue. I was trying to explain to him that argument, there's always argument in a relationship. Sometimes it's not about debate in the relationship. Okay. Yeah, hello.
Otebu Nama. Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a network issue. So as I was saying,
Yeah.
the reason why I use that word debate, you know, in any debate, you give the opposition or the other party opinion to say his or her own mind, right?
Yeah, but it's a relationship, it's not politics. It's a relationship. When in relationship,
Let me
yeah.
tell you, in
Mm.
anything you are doing, there is a politics in it. Even in a relationship, politics, you play politics in a relationship. But let's not go into that, Sha.
Okay.
Let's not go into that. But the argument is not good in a relationship. Because argument can lead to a lot of things. It
So
can lead to fight. It
mhm,
can lead to separation.
mhm,
It can lead to so because argument, when you are saying your own mind, and I
mhm.
don't want to concur with your own opinion,
Yeah.
that's the way the argument come in. Understand?
Yes, but when you
So
when you try to avoid argument in your relationship, right? When you try to
yeah,
avoid argument in your relationship, how would the person
yeah,
sometimes when your partner is angry, there are some things that
you know,
there are some things you be doing and he or she might not notice or maybe don't want to tell you directly.
you know,
And now they
yeah, yeah,
when is they be keeping it because you are trying to avoid that relationship argument, and they bust it.
yeah.
It get to a stage whereby they can't keep it anymore. Understand? They
That
bust it.
that's
What do
what
you think normally
I said.
happens? Yeah.
That what I said yesterday. Relationship is all about for matured people. You understand? in a relationship, one person will hold it. That's why I say when there is an argument, the second party, once you understand that the argument will lead to many things, you walk away. You understand? You walk away. If you walk away, that person, once the anger is cool, then you can now put things for him, give him reasons. You understand? In a relationship, you may know someone's mind, but they say if two does not agree together, they can never work. In a relationship, if my friend, if she's the provoking type, that period or the time she wants to provoke me, I will not get annoyed, or I will not argue with her, because once you are exchanging words, it will result to another thing, because you want me to hear your own, why you don't want to hear my own. That is the argument.
Okay, that's what you're just saying now, because you said you walk away. All right. When she wants to say something, when she's angry with you or something, she wants to argument, you walk away. The next time you walk away, and you don't confront it. What I mean by confronting it is that there's no management. You didn't manage the argument for her to, or for you to receive what the person want to say.
That walking away does not mean that you will not let the person to know his or her shortcoming or her fault.
Okay.
That walking away at that time is just to allow peace to reign. Understand? Just to allow peace to reign at that particular time or at that particular moment.
Okay.
Understand? That's when you allow peace to reign, as your own leisure time or this thing, you can call the person in order. See this, I don't like it. If you bring this thing into our relationship, it's going to cause this. That's the understanding there. Relationship is all about understanding.
Okay.
And that understanding is only one person that will hold it.
All right. So what you're saying, that you're still standing on that. Once there's any conflict or any issues that come away, you just have to walk away.
Yeah. Okay. Not really walking away. Even if you can't walk away in that scene, you can keep quiet and let things go. Just overlook things. You understand?
Okay.
So that's it.
All right. That's okay. I understand that. Yeah.
Because if you bring argument into a relationship, it's not going to yield a very positive thing. Rather, it will bring either separation or misunderstanding or problem. That's the thing.
Yeah, but when you, like I said when I was starting, I said that when you try to avoid conflict, when you try to avoid argument in your relationship, because in that period, you always trying to make peace. What I mean by making peace, you just want peace to reign, right? Once there's any argument or anything that will warrant that you people supposed to sort out things together, the other person will just walk away. That thing is not solved because you didn't confront it, you didn't discuss about it. Because the person just did what? You just want peace to reign at that moment. But when both of you, when you are in a relationship, that means you are open-minded, right? You can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Then when you're talking to each other, argument does not mean that it has to be violent, fighting or shouting at each other. You can argue your things. Like you said, it can be a debate, but you argue on things that you don't like. You argue on things that the other person's view will be different. You're arguing on that. Do you understand? But you have open-minded. How do you manage it? That's how you manage it. That's how you bring positive into that relationship.
Argument, it depends on the argument on the table. Understand? It depends. There are some argument that you can raise up to bring a solution or to bring a solid relationship or to bring things in moving forward. Understand? So
Okay.
there are some one negative. Understand? Let me use this one as a case study. Maybe you're in a relationship now. You see your girlfriend with another boy.
Mhm.
Understand?
Mhm.
When you confront the girl, the girl would like to defend herself.
Mhm.
Understand? And you that is saying it, you saw it with your eye.
Mhm.
And being seeing it, maybe you don't know the relationship they have.
Mhm.
Understand? But out of jealousy, you try to confront her. It will bring argument, and that argument now can, when the girl, she will try to defend herself, you try to, it can lead to a lot of, it's only the matured mind
That's what
that
it.
can,
That's when the management come in. That's when you manage it.
yes,
How you
yeah,
manage that argument. That what determines how that argument will go to. If you manage it badly, that's when it become what they call it.
problem,
Yeah, it become a problem or become a big issue, and it will be something
yeah,
like it can lead to someone being aggressive or being violent. But if you manage it
yes,
properly, allowing the other person to express or say the reason why what they did, explain to you, and then that's when you control the you manage the argument. It can bring positive things into it. Okay, are you there? Okay, right. We we're gonna try to round up with what we're discussing this evening. Understand what I was just saying is that there is argument good for your relationship or something. And he was saying that yeah, it's good sometimes to avoid argument, try to make peace, try to make anything that will bring that you have to avoid it. That's what the gentleman was saying. But I think that is good for you to comfort it sometimes, how you manage the argument. Because once you always try to avoid arguments, understand me, you are not honest to yourself because you are keeping everything inside. At the long run, it will not be good for your relationship. You understand? So understand, you know. Hello. I was just
yeah,
yeah, we just try.
you know,
Okay, we're trying to round up.
yeah, yeah,
It's,
in
it's almost 7.
conclusion.
Yeah, it's
So
almost 7. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so that's the thing. So I believe with this little contribution,
Okay.
at least it will help a long way. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, I understand where you come from. You understand where you come from.
Heather,
Yeah.
okay, okay, keep it up. Yeah.
All right then. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the only thing you have to understand is that in a relationship, you have to remember that argument in a relationship can be good or bad. It depends on how you manage it. Depending on how you confront the argument. If you try to run away from the argument or try to run away from conflict in your relationship, you're not doing yourself a good service because both of you are not honest to each other. You are keeping things away because you're scared of saying your mind. You're scared of saying what you have inside. Someone else, maybe the other person is doing something that you don't like because you don't want to bring arguments. You don't want to bring issues into that relationship. What happens? You just avoid it. Understand? So try to look at the positive side, whatever it is happening, to make your relationship better, to make your relationship work. You need to put in a lot of work. Be patient, be considerate, and open minded. Argument are normal in any relationship. Is in every relationship there's always argument. It's normal. Understand, make use of the positive to strengthen your relationship. That is all I'll say this evening. And if you are with us to this time, I'll say thank you. And don't forget that tomorrow evening, the same time, 7 p.m. UK time, we we're still gonna be here. We're still on relationship. Understand? If not joined, and maybe if not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please don't forget to do that. Subscribe to YouTube channel. You can follow us on Wano, Facebook. Also, you can follow us on Wano_. Twitter. So listen to Bevis Apacino. I said, thank you staying with us to this time, and I will see you all tomorrow evening. Remain blessed. Thanks.